Three, two, one. This is the Good Morning Show. Hey, good morning, Coach Caprice.
Good morning.
We usually do a little two-step so that you know on the Good Morning Show, so you can show your moves. I don't know what kind of moves you got.
A little bit, like with my shoulders, okay?
Everyone has a little two-step, right? Oh, it's so good to see you. Let's take the music out here and get ready to say hello. And if anyone is tuning in, or maybe you're going to catch this on the replay, welcome to the Good Morning Show with Candy Bryan. This is your place of faith in the morning. We call ourselves a family, Coach Caprice. So this is the Good Morning Show family. How are you today?
I'm feeling good. Rested.
Rested. That's a good one. That is a really good one. Of course, like I can hear in the background, like the gardener is outside of all time. It's when I'm going live. It's always when I'm going live. So I kind of explained that we had a special segment today at 10 a.m. that you are in California, right?
Yes.
What part of Cali are you in?
LA County.
Oh, LA County. That's awesome. But this was a big move. Right?
Yes. Almost 5 months ago, I left the Chicagoland. So yes, this is like halfway across the country, 2,000 miles away. Hugely big leap of my life.
This is
one of the best decisions I've ever made.
This is a big deal. I think this is a big deal. So I want to welcome you to the Good Morning Show. You know, you were my guest I think about 2 years ago on the Good Morning Ladies podcast. I kind of shortened it up to the Good Morning Show. We just had so many guys tuning in too. And I'm like, can't leave out the fellas. But truly, your podcast was one of the most listened to podcasts on the Good Morning Ladies podcast. And it was because your story it is so amazing. I was going to say it was so amazing. It is your story. And so if you could introduce yourself to the Good Morning Show family for those who don't know you.
Well, absolutely. Thank you so much. First of all, I'm excited to share. My mission is just always to just motivate, educate, and inspire. But thank you again. My name is Caprice O'Bryant. I am a certified personal trainer, a nutrition specialist, and the author of Praise Up, Weight Down. God has graced me to overcome some, for lack of better words, amazing trials and tribulations. I am really graced to just be very resilient, and I'm just excited to share. But I have overcome 2 major car accidents. Where I had to relearn to walk, and I was diagnosed with traumatic brain injury, and one where we hit one car and then we spun out and went head on to a pickup truck, and I started having seizures. And then when I was 19 years old, I had a seizure. I hit my head on the ground and I woke up in the hospital. I didn't know my name. So I don't remember the first 19 years of my life. So I was diagnosed with retrograde amnesia. So from that point, it was just like I had to figure out how to be an adult, but how to be an adult without epilepsy, how to, figure out how to go home and just like be with this family that just says, hey, we love you. We're not going to hurt you, but even though you don't know who we are. So, it was easy to love them because they were great and they did everything they said that they were going to do. They were easy to trust because they were always there. And I just started going day by day with, all right, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know how to navigate this world. But now, that was almost 8 years ago. Because that was June 18th of 2012 when I lost my memory. And now here we are in June 2020. And I'm doing well. Like God has really graced me to just keep kicking, keep falling down and keep getting back up. And even so, in November of 2018, I had a seizure and coded when code blew and I woke up out of this coma, and now I'm been seizure free for over a year. So it doesn't stop where I fall down. And God is just like, hey, I'm going to help you get back up.
Yeah.
So I appreciate every single opportunity that I get to tell my testimony, because it's an opportunity to let someone know that even when you fall down and you get up and you have this testimony, there are going to be times where you might skin your knee a little bit again.
That's right.
But that does not mean that you just stay down, because if you can look up, you can get up, and that's what I live by.
Your story is so amazing. And for those of you who are tuning in, or maybe even will watch this on replay, I want you to not only click the share button, go ahead and click the share button, but if you could, if you're watching right now, go ahead and put someone's name in the comment section. Just let them know that this broadcast is happening, even if they come back and watch the replay later. So just tag someone, tag a friend who needs a little encouragement this morning. And the message here, obviously, is don't stop, don't give up, but keep going. So let's just recap for those who may be joining us late. So you had 2 very traumatic car accidents, and you had a brain injury from both of those, or one of those?
The first one, I have a traumatic brain injury. The second one was where the seizure threshold in my brain was damaged. So that's when I started having seizures. So basically, if you have a brain, you can have seizures. So I didn't start having seizures until my second car accident.
So at the point where, and how old were you with the first accident when that took place? How old?
14 years old. The first accident, I was 14 years old.
And you mentioned the memory loss and having to learn who your family was. Like, I know you tell your story, you probably told it like a 1,000 times by now, over 1,000 times. But we're all like hanging on that one point that you had to not only learn again who you were, but then you didn't know your family. What was that experience like, having to really trust God, because it was blind faith?
Ooh. So this is the beautiful thing. It's just like when I woke up after, with amnesia, it was just like, I have tattoos and I thought they were dirt. Like, and I see my mom, and, I didn't know she was my mom, but like, I'm being told, like, I'm being showed licenses, like, okay, hey, this is your family. They're like, show me my license, or show me my ID, then show me my twin brother's ID, trying to prove to me that this is my family. And it was foreign. But then when I have this sense of calm, because I didn't really understand what it was at the time, but like later, it took a little bit of time, but I was like, wow, this is God. Like this calming feeling that I had, this presence. I was like, I didn't really know myself. Yeah. I didn't really know anything, but I knew the presence of God. I was still angry with God for a little while, and I carried that for a bit, because I had to get to a place of healing. But I still knew who God was, and I knew that I was going to be okay. But the longer the longer it went on, because the doctors were like, oh, well, just take her home. Her memory is going to come back. And then when it didn't come back, I started to get angry with God, because I was like, but they said if, I just go about my regular routine, it'll just come back. Like, this is fine. Like, this is no big deal. And I started to get really upset with God. I built up this reservoir I don't have the word, but it was just like, I was so mad at God. I had so much resentment, and I was just like, but I thought you loved me. Like, right. You saved my life.
Right.
You saved me. Like, I could have, like, I'm not supposed to be here. Like, on paper, I should not be alive, but you saved me, and I don't even have any memories. My brothers have memories. My sisters have memories. Why would you do this to me? And it took so much healing and so much realizing, like, why does it matter if you have memories if what's in front of you is more important? And I use it. It's so cheesy, because it's just like, the windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror, because what's in front of you is more important than what's behind you. But then It's just also like, God really trusts me, right? He's like, Yo, you are so powerful. Like your life is just, there is such a huge call on your life. It has to be, because I trust you so much that you don't even need the first 19 years of your life.
Well,
Like, what?
to talk about powerful and sharing your story, because a lot of folks, they'll go through something and they don't share their story, and it's not for, I'm not here to say that that's a bad thing, but God trusted you, like you said. And
Yeah.
some of the most beautiful things that have happened as a result is that you've been able to take your faith and it be broadcast nationally. So we have a clip here of you on The Real. Tell us about how your journey towards healing actually led you to be a part of the show.
So I was afraid to tell my story because I didn't think that it mattered. I didn't think that it would help anyone. I thought I should just keep that to myself because I didn't want to be labeled the trainer with seizures, because I was the waitress with seizures, and I just had this label, and I just wanted to just be Caprice. But once I started sharing my story, I was like, wow, this is actually helping people. Like, people are actually benefiting from this, and they're actually receiving something from it. So once it was just like, once I started using my mouth, these doors just started to open. So I was just getting called for interviews and getting called for, write-ups, and I mean, it still goes on today, but just on such a different scale. And it was a really incredible experience. Oh, my mom! It was really an incredible
Oh
experience.
my gosh, is that your mom?
Yes, the one that
Oh,
was just wiping her eye.
wow. I've seen this clip before, but I never knew that.
Oh, there she is.
Yes. Wow.
Yes.
But,
Um,
sharing your story, as a testimony, God will elevate the platform. He always does. And I think, when we have these conversations in secular arenas where it's not really a faith-based platform, it touches so many people. I mean, we're here sent to be a light to the world. And your story is so absolutely incredible. You talked a little bit about, I remember even on the podcast, your journey from the time where you were angry with God, and you fell into depression,
yes.
and then your journey towards wellness started. So talk to us a little bit about the journey towards wellness after the depression.
Yes. Oh, I love this. So, I was so depressed because I couldn't do things like everybody else. I wanted to be normal. And, I'm going to be transparent and say sometimes I catch myself saying that phrase, I just want to be normal. And it's almost disgusting, like when it comes out of my mouth, because what is normal? That's not even a thing. Like, why, why would I want to be anything normal? But I wanted to be normal. Like, I didn't want to have seizures. I was embarrassed of them. I was ashamed of them. I was ashamed to have amnesia because I didn't even know what thunder was. Like, I didn't even know, what a monthly cycle was. Like, it was just really weird. So I was just embarrassed and ashamed, and I was depressed. I was constantly told, no, you can't, be at home by yourself because you might have a seizure. No, you can't. Stay on campus. Like, I went to DePaul University. No, you can't stay on campus because you're a health risk. So I was depressed. But my dad was like, tired of this. And he took me to the gym with him. He was very active. And he went to the gym. He worked out. And he took me with him. So he was like, look, you used to work out. You used to run track. You were very active on the team. So we're going to take you to the gym, and I don't know what you're going to be able to do, but we're going to try. So he took me to the gym with him, and I was like, wow, am I in control of something? Like, can I do this? Like, I felt powerful. Like, I was like, wow, like I can really do this. And the coolest thing for me was that, like, I started, going consistently, and people started coming up to me. They're like, can you help me? Like, can you help me do this? And I was just like, I'm just figuring this out by myself. Like, I don't know. And like it was two particular young ladies. They're like, can you help me? And I was like, there's a trainer right there. He has a shirt on, and it says trainer on the back of his shirt. Like, do you not see him? And I was like, I'm not a trainer, I'm not certified. And I was like, okay, well, I can't train you because I'm not a trainer. And they were like, okay, well, but can you work out with us? And I was like, yeah, that sounds like really cool. So I started working out with them, and telling, like, giving them little tips that I was using like on my legs, and it started working for them. And I was like,
There's something to this.
and it was like, but when I started seeing that it was working for them, like I felt something, and it was just so fulfilling, and it was like mad inspired. I'm just like, oh my God, this is so cool. And it was it was history from there, because I was just like, maybe I can't, like, maybe there's something bigger for me. Maybe there's something in this. And so I started getting more consistent with myself, because like, if I would have a seizure, I would get like discouraged, But then I was just like, no, I'll just keep going, because like my dad kept going, so I just kept going. So I just like, all right, well, I'll run. Now I'll go walk outside, and I'll just keep going to the gym. And sometimes it will be really loud at the gym. I have like sensitivity to loud sounds, so I would just figure something out. I have earplugs, and I just kept going, and people, they kept getting results. So it was just so exciting, and I never felt that kind of reward before, and I was just like, I can't keep this to myself.
Yeah. No.
I can't keep this. This is selfish to keep this to myself, and I got so fired up, and I didn't know how to explain that feeling. And then the trainer that I was telling them about, that had this shirt, he had trainer on the back of his shirt. He was like, so are you going to get certified? And I was like, what? And like, he literally gave me his book.
Really?
He literally gave me his book. And I was like, sir.
It was a setup. It was a setup for you to step into that. I love this, and I love this photo that I'm pulling up here. So this is Caprice's website. I love the name, Excuse Free Fitness. If you guys are watching, say hi, leave some comments there. We want to know that you're there and you're watching and you're enjoying our conversation. But how many of us have excuses? Caprice, I have an excuse for everything. Like, you really encouraged me this morning, because I started doing, we kind of met after my journey, because I started to feel like I'm going to tell my story about my breast cancer journey at 39, overcoming stage 3 breast cancer. And then I was like, well, I have a story to tell, but I would love for other women to come on a podcast and tell their story. And so that's how we connected. I reached out to you, and you said yes. But then now fast forward to today, I think about how you started your journey of being consistent. And you really encouraged me, because to go live every day, I've been going live since the pandemic started, every day with this morning show. People started approaching me like, hey, can you train me and my team or my company to go live or to use these tools? And I'm like, I'm not certified to teach all these technical things. But so when I was hearing your story, I was like, it's a principle that when we begin to step into the purpose that God has for us, and we do it consistently, almost abandoning everything else and just getting focused on what he calls us to do, he does something great with it. Tell us about how Excuse Free Fitness, the company, and what you do, how it all developed out of these two people that really wanted you to train them and didn't leave you alone.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Excuse Free Fitness was birthed from like my need, and my like, I had this knowing that, like, okay, I don't just wanna work at a gym. Like, I can't just work at a gym. So I incorporated Excuse Free Fitness in August of 2014. So I got certified in 2013. I incorporated it in 2014. And I had my first brick and mortar facility in 2015.
Woo! And wait,
yes.
wait. You guys tell everyone how, if you don't mind, I'm sorry, putting you on the spot. How old are you?
I'm 27.
I'm just blown away by that, but go ahead. Go ahead, continue.
Yes. So I opened my own fitness center when I was 22 years old. So really exciting time. Like it was just, God was just blowing my mind. So I incorporated in 2014, meaning that I got my S corporation. Like I filed all the papers, did all these things. In 2015, like I had a brick and mortar facility. Like it was it. Like, but the thing was, it was not. I didn't have all these dumbbells, all these treadmills yet. Like I just had, I had like some jump ropes. I had some dumbbells from like Five Below, probably. I don't remember.
Make it
But
work.
I was excited and I was starting small. So, but how did Excuse Free Fitness come about? Excuse Free Fitness came about. I'm in this like, one bedroom apartment in Stager, and I'm sitting, in there with um, and I'm going through like, okay, what do I want to do with like this fitness journey? Like I can't just work at a gym. But the thing is, I don't just like shun gyms because like big box gyms, excuse me, because I've learned so much from big box gyms. Like I learned what I like
Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
I learned what I do not like. Pardon me. So I took all of those experiences and I took how I want to operate with my own clients and I was able to use that as fuel.
Yeah. Yep.
And so working at a big box gym, big box is like your Planet, your LA Fitness, your Export, those things. And I took that and I was like, okay, I like the way that part of the system is run, and I don't like the way that this part of the system is run because I don't want my clients to ever feel like a number on the roster. I want my clients to feel like Coach Caprice cares about my goals.
That's
My goals are Coach Caprice's goals. Like that's what I want them to feel. And I want them to feel like I'm going just as hard for them. I want them to feel like if I'm telling them to eat Brussels sprouts, you better believe that Coach Caprice is eating Brussels sprouts,
yeah.
okay? Because I am. Like if I'm drinking a smoothie every day, then that's why I'm telling you to drink a smoothie every day because we have to be in alignment. So let me get back to the question. So I incorporated in 2014. I opened my own business in 2015. It was the most amazing 4 years of my life. Like I learned so much. I learned how to be a business owner. I learned how to be an entrepreneur. We grew fast. Like I started in a 2,700 square foot facility and grew to a 5,500 square foot facility. And that was like seriously the biggest 4 years ever. Like it was so exciting. Like we had over 150 members at a time. We started with like 8 members and we grew to 150. We had so many difficulties with that space though. There was a lot of flooding and it's been almost a year now. So since I've transitioned to California, my business is all online. I do everything virtual. But it's exciting because now I get to reach so much more people. But I get this question a lot, like, are you going to open another gym? I don't know yet.
Yeah.
But now it's just like Excuse Free Fitness doesn't have an address.
Right.
Because and that's what God has really put on my heart since I made that tough decision to not reopen because yes we had the flooding and the difficulty with that brick and mortar facility but I kept looking but it was just like now let's see what this virtual and this online world is about because Excuse Free Fitness was never meant to just be one building.
Right.
Excuse Free Fitness was meant to help people get rid of their excuses. It was meant to help people realize that they can literally do more with their own body than anything. Then like the dumbbells are fire. Like I love dumbbells, I love benches, I love resistance bands. But when you can maximize your own using your own body,
Great. I'm actually
it's amazing.
looking for some of your incredible photos because you had this one pose where it's all body weight. And I'll probably find it looking, but you just first of all, congratulations on being such a young entrepreneur, but you literally took the thing that could have been tragedy. Thank you for those of you tuning in. Maybe you're just now getting caught up and you're going to have to watch the replay to get everything else.
Hey.
But we're going to say hello to a few people here and I'm going to get you caught up. So we have Alex, hey, thank
Good
you for
morning, Alex.
Good morning. Good morning. Joy says anyone can make excuses. It's results that count. Way to go, ladies.
Yes, hi, Joy.
God sure does bless our consistency. Thanks, Joy. So, and hey, Corey, thanks for watching. Corey actually is big time into fitness, and he's here local in Florida. So, what we've been talking about really is Caprice's journey from the traumatic injuries and the accidents and losing her memory and going through a time where, we're all human. I mean, we think you are a shero. You are our hero, Caprice. But, she did struggle with depression and then has overcome, and we're believing for complete healing for epilepsy. But all of those challenges led you here to where you are. And then you made the move to California. So what was some of the thought process that went behind moving to Cali, and how's it been in California?
Oh, I love Los Angeles.
Do you really?
But let me preface with this. Chicago is the greatest city in the world.
Of course. You're forever a Chicagoan, for sure.
I am forever going to be so Chicago. Okay. I need to say that. I love my city. I love my city. But LA is getting close to being number 2.
Wow.
I love it so much here. I love this city. It's a close second. I mean, but I still love New York. But it's cold, so that's why I moved to LA. So,
Yeah. True.
So this moving here was just a rebirth. I went through a lot of pain. So it was just it's hard to look at closing your facility as a rebirth.
Mm-hmm.
And so because first you want to see it, first you immediately think like, oh, did I fail? And it's like, no. No, this is a part of the plan.
Yeah.
So I took that, all of that energy, and it was just like, wow, I have always wanted to live somewhere warm.
Yeah.
And now being by myself, I know this is the perfect opportunity. So I went to God, and I'm just like, when am I going to have another time? When am I going to be, able to do this? So I've always wanted to live somewhere warm, and I want to take advantage of being young and able.
Yeah, that's right.
Young and able. So yes. And it's so refreshing to just be able to do this. It was such a huge leap, like literally across the country, like
Literally.
not just halfway across the country, but like literally 2,000 miles away, like from all of my family. I mean, I have my twin brother that lives here, and I have another brother that lives like 20 miles away. But it's incredible. Like I'm really excited to be able to move forward.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm just moving forward to just grow.
Yep. And we're excited about the next adventure. So when I think of LA, I think of you out there and all these doors that are going to open. We're going to talk about the book here as we end, because I know you got a client coming up soon to train. But we both follow a few people. We follow Massey Arias, Menko Fit.
I love her.
Have you met her since you've been in LA? Have you met her yet?
I met her like a couple times, but not here. I met her when I was in Chicago, like 3 times.
Yeah. She was here in Miami. And so I traveled down to, it was a big event for kids, but it was also about fitness. And she did her boot camp. And that was really cool. She's really personable. So I thought about that as you were heading out west. So tell us about where we can get the book, Prayers Up, Weight Down. We love the title, Caprice. It's awesome. And so tell us a little bit about what inspired the book and what it's about.
Oh, absolutely. So the short version is that for so many years, almost 7 years, this year, 7 years that I've been a personal trainer and helping people lose weight. But for a long time, I was only helping people lose weight just due to my own ignorance that I didn't go a little bit deeper. That's another layer. So I realized that it's so much more than physical pounds that people need to get rid of. And we have to get to the why. We have to get to the root of the problem. And diets just don't get to the root of the problem. Wholeness does. So once we are whole, we can achieve total health and wellness of the mind and body. And I know that fitness is key to doing that.
Yeah.
Eating clean is key to doing that. And having healing in our heart and our mind is key to doing that. And so Prayers Up, Weight Down is a journey. It's a 30-day quest to releasing physical, emotional, and spiritual pounds. And we do that in this book with prayer. There's a devotional, then there's a prayer, and then there's a space for you to reflect, and then there's a workout. There's also even designated rest days throughout the 30 days. There are healthy recipes in the back. There are keys for nutrition, like so you know how much water you should be drinking, like how much sleep should I get at night? How much should I actually be working out? So it's really like faith, there's fitness, there's nutrition, and there's accountability. Because I always want to speak to the whole person, like all of it, not just your workout so you can do some burpees, but speak to your faith, speak to your accountability. Because when you're writing these reflection things down, you're like, wow, okay, do I have shame going on? And does my shame make me binge Ben and Jerry's every single time I feel this emotion? So it's really about getting to the root cause of why we binge food, or why we do the things that we do that causes us to gain weight in the first place, whether it be physical weight, or whether it be weight of shame, or weight of resentment, or weight of bitterness, or unforgiveness.
Absolutely needed. Joyce,
no, I can't hear you anymore.
Oh, let me know. Let me see if I'm coming back in. Am I back?
Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me now? How about now?
Okay, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Sometimes I just have to reset that camera shot. So Joyce says, this is so good. She says, lead by example. I love it. I love it. This book is so needed because, I know one other trainer here locally he's a part of the show. Actually, we have this Friday segment. If you ever get to tune in, you can watch the replay. But we have we have something called the Friday Squad, and it's different people that I know in different industries. But Fridays is fun, fabulous, and fit. So we're always trying to touch on something in those three areas. And this trainer as well that's with us on Fridays, he's always talking about looking at our health from a holistic point of view. But I love the fact that you talk about the spiritual, emotional things that cause us not to be well and cause us not to eat right. Because I know that I struggle in that area. So as we close, Caprice, what word of encouragement do you have for anyone who's struggling in the area of wellness, and maybe they're fit, but on the inside they're broken, they're completely unhealthy? What would you say?
Wow. What would I say? I would say take this time for you. Take this time to do that inner healing, to do that inner work, because the package on the outside is wonderful, because the side effects of exercising and working out are great, and you're going to look good aesthetically, but I want you to open up that chicken pot pie and you like what's on the inside. So I want you to take this time to do the inner work, because it's so worth it. Like, it's so worth it for you to feel good on the inside and actually be whole. Like, because even when you crack something, you can put it back together. But God is the only one that can put you back together. So I want to encourage you to just do the inner healing, do the inner work, and take the time for you. Put you on your calendar. Like, do what you need to do for yourself, for your heart and your mind, so that you can love on yourself. Like, because self-love is the best love. It's not selfish. It's not arrogant. You don't have to push anybody to the side like rudely, but do that inner work, do that inner healing, so that you can be confident, when you speak about yourself, so that you can address your emotions effectively, and that that you can really live well from the inside out. But do the work so that you can be happy, because total health and wellness of mind and body starts from the inside.
Oh my gosh, I absolutely love that you said do the work. It's from the inside out. My guest today, everyone, is Coach Caprice. I still call you Coach Caprice. I know you're
Everyone does. I'm so used to it.
So she is the owner of Excuse Free Fitness, the author of Prayers Up, Weight Down. We love the book. We can get the book on Amazon. I saw it on Amazon, Prayers Up, Weight Down. And also, I think on your Facebook page, there might be some places to go. Where can they get it? Mostly Amazon?
Yes, so you can also get my book on my website. You can get out my personal website, capriceo'bryant.com. Yes, you can get it on capriceo'bryant.com.
Got it. So I'll
Prayers
put
Up, Weight Down.
Prayers Up, Weight Down. I'll put that in the post as well, because I have Excuse Free Fitness link in there. You do your training online. Oh, I do know what I was going to say before you go. What a perfect timing to do everything virtual. I mean, we could have planned that you went virtual and this happened.
It's amazing. Like, God knew, so I'm just so grateful. Like, he set me up. He knew in advance. So
he really did. So I had a photo up here. I don't have it on my screen right now, but you had the 21-day challenge. So is that part of your regular program? And can they find that on Excuse Free?
Yes, they can find that one on there as well. And that one is actually on sale. So that 21-day challenge, there are meal plans. There are 3 weeks of meal plans. There are grocery lists to go along with the meal plans. And there are workouts. Yeah,
and I think it was, I'll find it. I know it's going to be like down on your website. Coach Caprice, I want to thank you for tuning in all the way from California. We pray God's increase and just blessing on your training and everything else that you're doing. You're going to have to keep in touch with me, because I know doors are opening. I know you got projects coming. I know you do. You can't be in LA and that not happen. So we're really excited that you continue to be a light and a person of faith. And this whole month on the Good Morning Show, we were talking to believers in the industry, believers that have platforms. With all that's going on right now, more than ever, I think believers need to have a voice that's spreading hope in our country. So be safe, be well, and check out Coach Caprice at excusefreefitness.com, and we'll also put her personal website up. And until next time, you guys, let's bring in the Good Morning Show music. We're going to dance our way out of here, because we danced our way in here. And Caprice has got some.
I got a little bit of shoulders, okay?
I know, shoulder dance. So Coach Caprice, if you hang in with me for 1 second, I'm going to end the broadcast. I want to thank all of you for tuning in to Good Morning with the Good Morning Show with Candy Bryan. We are your place of faith in the morning. We will see you Monday morning, 7:45. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.